honored and excited to be the new head coach of the New York Knicks. You talk about a historic franchise, Madison Square Garden. It's iconic. Our fans, they're the most knowledgeable and passionate, probably in all of sports. There's a lot of work to be done.
What's up, New York? There's been significant changes for the New York Knicks after their run to the Eastern Conference Finals last season, from the firing of Tom Thibodeau and the hiring of Mike Brown. Mike Brown was officially announced as head coach July 7th, Monday, and his introductory press conference was held on Tuesday, July 8th, the following day. So I must admit that it was a surprise to a lot of Knicks fans with the firing of Thibodeau, especially after leading the Knicks to the conference finals for the first time in 25 years. So today we'll cover Mike Brown's fit, the press conference takeaways, and the latest Knicks free agency news and rumors here on New York Knicks Culture, all right? So I'm going to give Mike Brown an A, and let me know below in the comment section if you give Mike Brown an A, B, C, D, or an F for his introductory press conference, all right? And I feel personally he said all the right things, especially when he said in the beginning, there's a lot of work to be done. Now, we just went to the conference finals, and Coach already setting the tone that it's not all roses. He ain't satisfied with this. So another thing he said was, nobody has more bigger expectations than I do. And I think that lets you know he's trying to be the first coach since Red Holzman to get that ring, bring some respect back to the Mecca of basketball. And I agree with him. You know, it's a lot of work to be done, especially on the defensive end, all the lapses. So now in a statement from Leon Rose, he said, Mike has coached on the biggest stages in our sport and brings championship pedigree to our organization. His experience leading the bench during the NBA Finals, winning 4 titles as an assistant coach, and his ability to grow and develop players will all help us as we aim to bring a championship to New York for our fans. And that goes to tell me, you know, as New York fans, even myself, all we have to say, the question is always, when's the last time you guys won a championship? And we got to go back to the 70s with Walt Clyde Frazier. Most of these kids don't even know who he is, all right? But a lot do. But, you know, it's embarrassing, man. We go back over 50 years with a championship. So New York and the management, they're really trying to move forward and do something different and change this culture, all right? So Mike Brown's philosophy is, and I want to give, you know, a shout out and thank you for the information to Shams, Ian Bagley, and folks like that. Reports indicate Mike Brown is looking for modernization of the Knicks offense with faster pace and movement. So he wants to modernize this offense. And, you know, in that scenario, we see the Knicks have succeeded when they're moving at a faster pace and when they're moving the ball. So let's see what happens. So how will this fit with the players like Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns? That's going to be the big question, all right? So my thoughts on the hire, I think you're going to see players utilized to their strengths, playing in a more efficient system. The Knicks are leveling up with a coach who has been a part of multiple championships. And that's the mind state the Knicks organization needs. Management is tired of putting the product on the floor for the loyal Knicks fans who haven't seen a trophy since the 70s. So, and for my audience, what's your confidence level in Mike Brown? I just want to know. You can put that in the comments also. And I do have to mention that Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, and Mikal Bridges are extension eligible. And also Mitchell Robinson is a possible trade chip. So we have to look out for that. But as far as cap space and financial situation, the Knicks are currently $45 million over the cap, but remain under the second apron, allowing for a mid-level exception. So, and Gershon Yabusele is already doing the right thing by the Knicks. He signed for less than the taxpayer mid-level exception, $5.5 million, keeping the Knicks below the second apron and giving them flexibility for 2 veteran minimum roster spots. which was a savvy move by Leon Rose again. All right. So also the signing of Jordan Clarkson, the Knicks have some much needed depth on the bench. And they could also sign basically the 2025 draft pick, Mohamed Diawara. So that there's some spots left open. So they have a lot of options. But their main focus now are players on veteran minimum deals. Okay, so high-profile names rumored are Marcus Smart. Strong rumors suggest he's a potential buyout candidate with the Wizards, and the Knicks are interested in his defense and veteran leadership. His contract is expiring at $21.6 million. Also, we have Ben Simmons. There has been reports of the Knicks checking in on his availability. The pros are his playmaking and his potential upside, but the cons are his injury history and the fit with this team. So I feel there's a lot of questions with Ben Simmons. We need definite results, not what ifs, okay? So veteran Chris Paul, the point guard, is also rumored to be a target for the Knicks. And you know what Chris Paul brings, and we also need that backup point guard for Jalen Brunson, definitely. That was a weak point for our season. So, and this is highly speculative. This is a huge rumor that's gaining traction in a trade with LeBron James for Karl Anthony Towns. The financial feasibility is that these salaries match. And LeBron has ties to New York, Leon Rose as a former manager, and obviously Mike Brown as a former coach. What would a 41-year-old LeBron James bring to the New York Knicks championship aspirations? Let me know in the comments, all right? So I think we need to shore up basically our backup point guard, in my opinion, positions, because Brunson needs rest, and we can't skip a beat when he's off the floor. We've seen that last year. When he goes off the floor, we fall to a deficit of 10 points at least, all right? So I think you see from Indiana and OKC, you need a strong bench, especially with Coach Brown's philosophy of playing the faster pace. I think three-point shooting has to improve, especially with the open looks that we got last year, and we couldn't convert. So let me know your thoughts on Mike Brown, free agency, and trade rumors, all right? And which free agent do you most want the Knicks to sign? Who's your dream free agent? And should the Knicks trade Cat for LeBron James? That's a big question, all right? So I think under Mike Brown, the offense will be more creative and they'll have a better win percentage, close to 60 games this year. I mean, I feel last year the Knicks lost a lot of games they could have won, at least 9 or 10 games. So there should have been at least 60 games. That's a fact. So I see them getting back to the Eastern Conference Finals with a much better equipped team this time around and with flexibility and improved bench lineup, okay? So I thank you, my viewers. If you're not subscribed, hit the button to spread this Knicks culture worldwide, all right? It's the People's Champ, LIE. I'm going to say peace.